And we're going back for another episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode, it was the Los Angeles Lakers defeat the Memphis Grizzlies by 8 points, 106 to 98. So now we're down to the last two games of the season before the start of the playoffs. Right now, let's check out the playoff picture in the Western Conference. Clippers trying to fight for number 5 spot inside for San Antonio has 10.5 game back in the loss column. However, they will have the last two if they have the chance. If they win one of the last two games, if they lose, they are trying to board the number 7 spot by the Golden State Warriors in the most playoff matchups that could be it because of the Warriors won. And because look at the time here, because the Warriors won on the first three over the Clippers. And remind me, you see the Clippers a reminder that in the last three games, including dominated, it was a reminder the Warriors won. If they won three, it happened. If they lose today, they have a chance the last two. If they fall to number 6 spot, if they try on board with Golden State. So let's check out the presentation. It's ready. And now in-game music is ready field. So now in Staples Center, Los Angeles, we got a matchup in the West. We're gonna match. We're gonna good game today. JaVale McGee and Chris Paul. JaVale McGee and Ty Lawson of the Denver Nuggets take on Chris Paul, Blake Griffin of the LA Clippers. This is the last matchup before the playoffs will begin here for this game. The Nuggets gonna use the light blue, and the Clippers gonna use the white. So now we are moments away. For now, we're going to send the Kevin Harlan here in LA, California, at the Staples Center. For now. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video. Here we go. Enjoy. Now.
Welcome to NBA basketball. This is 2K Sports bringing it to you live. Tuesday night in the NBA. It'll be the Denver Nuggets facing off against the Los Angeles Clippers. And that's it for now. I'll see you again at halftime. Until then, Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke with the call.
A terrific, beautiful night here in downtown Los Angeles. Our broadcast here at the sold-out Staples Center. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. Someone will be keeping an eye on JaVale McGee.
The thing with McGee, Kevin, is he's got jaw-dropping athleticism. And to go with that huge frame and the wingspan, it's amazing. He does things 7-footers rarely pull off around the basket.
Yeah, you better believe that JaVale is out there looking to get you on one of his posters anytime he's heading toward the hoop. And someone gets in his way, his eyes almost light up at the chance to dunk over the head of someone. Looking at that last game for the Los Angeles Clippers, it was a win against Sacramento. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against the defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. A shot by Lawson. Nails the wide-open jump shot.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for them. You know, CP3 did a lot of things guys to change the culture of the Clippers, but one that maybe gets overlooked is how much he encourages and model talking on defense with his team. If you don't call out a screen or a rotation on his team, he'll call you out about it.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Jordan with the screen on Lawson. Lawson against Paul. Shot from the wing. Again with Clippers. And we've seen the Clippers turn around over the last few years. It doesn't just happen purely with talent, although it helps certainly. But Steve, a lot of it has to do with the change in the team's mindset.
Yeah, you can load up a team with a bunch of scorers and talented players, but if they aren't playing for each other and motivated to have each other's backs, then it does nothing. And I think Paul has done wonders for just the chemistry and the mindset of this Clippers team.
And it's Kenneth Faried with the foul. That's his first foul.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Paul gets a screen from Griffin. Paul kicks to Griffin, and he slams it one-handed.
Nice play there, Kevin, to set up the easy dunk.
Yeah, he got help from his teammate and ran his man right straight into the pit.
Yep, and that's the offensive player's job. Run him into the screen.
And it was a great pick, too, Clark. I mean, he may have lowered his shoulder a little bit, but he got it pretty clean. And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going. Well, Ty Lawson given the keys to this Nuggets offense last year by George Karl. And I think Brian Shaw now has similar confidence in his point guard, allowing him to really run this team in transition, get them out and firing.
Dishes it to Crawford. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
This is a team that's focused, completely locked into the task at hand. What an impressive start to this game.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And going back to Lawson and his quickness, one of the fastest guards, when you think, Clark, end-to-end in this game.
Yeah, and I think he's just a lot stronger than people think. And he's a terrific finisher around the rim for a guy who's probably only about 5'10". Well, they try to list him taller than that, but he is a dynamo. Terrific point guard. I love watching him go.
That's good.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Myron Mullins is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Odom comes in for Blake Griffin. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Collison in for Chris Paul. And here's Lawson. Or Odom getting his 3 to go. Inside Durant. Lays out. Robinson's got space. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Collison, soft touch off the glass. Collison's got his first points of the night.
Boy, they've settled into their offense very quickly here today.
Yeah, they're zoned in, making the most out of their possessions here.
Wants in the pass to Robinson. From the stripe, rejected by Barnes. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Collison off the pick from Mullins. Inside. That ball's great assist by Darren Collison.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
A different look for Denver. Quincy Miller comes in for Fournier. And it's Foy in for Ty Lawson. Now, here is Robinson, averaging 12 points a game. Back to Hickson. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense has done a job offensively as well. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. And they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Los Angeles.
And some great drives to the bucket for them to this point, guys.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Denver.
Boy, he's looked great so far. Right from the opening tip, offensively, looks like he's brought his A game.
Collison off the pick from Hollins. Collison, the pass to Bullock. That's good.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Robinson, that's good.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Now, here's Collison. 5 points in the game. Odom. That ball's great assist by Darren Collison. Odom's got 5 points so far. And here comes Robinson. 9-point game. Here's Miller, and there's another one for the Nuggets.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. The Clippers on top. They lead by 7. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Coming up this Wednesday night, April 16th, the Philadelphia 76ers take on LeBron James and the Miami Heat. Live from Miami. Hoops action.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
And they're really keying in on getting as many good shots inside the lane as possible. They're doing a nice job of not just settling for outside looks.
Yep, I agree. I mean, they're working it inside and doing it with intention and purpose.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Andre Miller is out there at 4. Then it's Quincy Miller. Then it's Mozgov, and it's McGee in at the 5, roaming the paint. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Well, for Lamar Odom, it clearly was a bit of a bounce-back year with the Clippers last season after his horrendous season in Dallas 2 years ago. I mean, he got his rebounding numbers back up and played consistent minutes for the Clippers.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Kenneth for check in for Mozgov. And Wilson Chandler subbed in for Quincy Miller. Now, here is 4. Defended by Reddick. Chandler's shot, good. Well, for Lamar Odom, you mentioned it, Clark. His numbers recovered a bit last season after a dreadful year before at Dallas.
Well, you just wonder if he can ever get back to who he was, which was one of the best all-around players in the NBA. He could defend, rebound, make plays as kind of a point forward. But age is catching up to him a little bit. Lamar's still a very skilled player.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Clippers. Crawford comes in for J.J. Redick. Kicks it to Chandler. Good. And Miller gets the assist. And that's now 6 points for Wilson Chandler.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Miller against Paul. Elbow shot is on the way. That is good. Paul's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Looking at Denver, they got their last win against the Utah Jazz.
And that game, guys, was really a perfect example of how important your bench can be. I thought the reserve production was really the key.
Exactly. That was where a lot of their scoring came from. It was a big game for the backups. Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the way up. Paul's got 8 points.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10. Let's take a moment here to see some of the numbers for Chris Paul. 10th in assists, 14th in steals, and his 3-point field goal accuracy has been really impressive. He's ranked in the top 15.
And, you know, looking again, Steve, at his place among the top 10 assist men, he's been providing a lot of room service dimes to his teammates, and I hope they appreciate it.
Fournier's checked in for Randy Ford. Miller, that's for 2. And Denver again with the bucket.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Ball with the bucket.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Miller against Paul. Off the pick. And again, it's Andre Miller. Miller's got his second basket of the game.
That was an outstanding kick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
A nice shot by Griffin.
I'll tell you what I love about him. His ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong. Even with defenders hanging all over, he continues to finish at the basket.
And I know nothing fires him up more. And a huge jam right in the face of an opponent. I mean, those facials get him going. Don't discount how that can deflate the defender and the other team, too.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Byron Mullins is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Dudley comes in for Matt Barnes. And it's Collison in for Chris Paul. For Los Angeles, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Griffin is doing amazing things on the court and off the court. I mean, his charisma and sense of humor really have made him one of the more marketable players in the entire league.
Here's Chandler. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Clippers leading by 3. Back to Collison. From downtown. And again, it's the Clippers from deep. Going back to Griffin, he spent a summer interning with an LA-based comedy website, I'm reading that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has a love for comedy, and, you know, playing in LA, that's a great opportunity for him. To work in the entertainment side of things, and, of course, he does have a real job with the Clippers. He's got to focus there.
He does. You know, but those commercials he's in are fun.
They are good.
They're good. And Dudley gets to Crawford. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Good on the shot. Points for Collison.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick 3 of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
And Lawson, here we go. And it's blocked by Collison. And it's out of bounds to the Nuggets as Denver retains possession. A different look for Denver. Anthony Randolph is checked in for Kenneth Faried. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Wilson Chandler. Here's Fournier. But good-looking shot from the wing. Fournier's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Back to Odom. Up off the screen. And it's good on the layup. Odom's got 7 points.
And if they're smart, they will hold for the last shot.
That's got to be the objective here, Steve.
Here's Lawson. 23 points for him the last game against Utah.
And don't forget 4 blocks, so a huge game for him defensively as well.
Stolen by Robinson. Can't get it to go. And we're through 2 here. Good one. Clippers lead by 3. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. I'm Damon Bruce. Out at Staples Center, the Clippers with the lead against Denver. They've been having their way inside. A huge lead when it comes to points in the paint, making it very hard to defend against them. Chris Paul having no trouble against the defense of the Nuggets. How's that for a shooting percentage? 100. Yes, 100% from the court. Not too bad. And the Nuggets, they're putting up a fight. And defensively, they've done a good job grabbing rebounds, limiting second chances. A superstar first half from Wilson Chandler. We all know he can deliver huge performances, and he could be on his way to another. Let's start things with a look at the game that we have on tap for later tonight. For the Knicks, they'll be up against the Nets in Brooklyn. 8 p.m. Eastern, that one gets started. And now back to the game in Los Angeles. Glad to have you with us.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
Chandler playing very well. He has 14 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. Crawford and Barnes filling out the wing. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And Lawson, here we go. Fournier for the lead. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Fournier's got 9 points.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Crawford kicks to Paul. And right away, they answer with a three-pointer of their own. And the Clippers lead by 1.
You know, this is an interesting little factoid, fellas. Jamal Crawford is the all-time career leader in 4-point plays. That's where you get fouled and make the 3. There must be an art to it. If there is, he's the master artist.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Nuggets have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Denver calls timeout. And Clark, you mentioned those 4-point plays that may be harder to pull off now with the Reggie Miller rule. Officials will call an offensive foul if you kick out your leg on the shot. World B. Free used to do it all the time, and it hits the defender.
Yeah, that's how Jamal Crawford got a lot of those 4-point plays early in his career, but there's a reason that he's able to convert those, and it's because he can create his own shot off the dribble from the 3-point line. And so a lot of times defenders are lunging at him because they put on their heels defensively because of his work off the dribble.
That's a good explanation. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Here's Griffin. It counts, and the foul. It goes on Kenneth Faried.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
The Clippers shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. I mean, you look at the numbers, impressive.
Boy, I tell you what, you can't even compare their numbers at the free throw line last season to the numbers this year. I mean, they are so much better.
Ball against Lawson. The feed now to Fournier. Lets it go with the 3. That one falls. Coming off Lawson's feet. Lawson's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Crawford outside. And again, Los Angeles with a triple.
Offensively, he's just one of those guys that needs a touch of space to get his shot up. That's all. And If he runs his man off a screen or somehow finds an opening, that's it. He's going to let that thing go.
Steve, the other thing is he's really an extremely skilled ball handler, too. He's got a little flash and dash to his game, that's for sure.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Now Paul, 15 points in the game. Clock at 4, and it's blocked by Chandler. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Kevin, let's see how the Clippers have performed over the last few weeks. 5th in steals, 5th in free throw percentage. And they also show up in the top 5 in not giving up the ball. This is a low turnover team. They value possessions, and they really concentrate on taking care of the rock.
The key really to me out of all those numbers, Clark, is the steals, because that's become their identity defensively. They're a real ball-hawking team. They like to get out, put pressure on the offense, force mistakes, and when they do that, they're tough to stop in transition.
What a pass, and then the layup was a bit of a circus move.
Oh, so smooth. Well, you know what? He could have fouled that up. The big slam. I thought that was a nice job just taking the layup.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Chris Paul. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And here's Barnes for 3. That is good. Barnes has got 6.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass. One thing Matt Barnes has no problem doing is playing the role of a scrapper. I mean, he plays with that kind of sandpaper edge to his game. No fear, and that's why his teammates have so much respect for him. It also helps that he can contribute in a variety of ways.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Here's Fournier. That is in there. Boston with the assist. Fournier's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Back and forth we go. That basket gives us just another lead change.
And there have been too many of those to keep track of. What a contest.
And Matt Barnes, a fiery defender. He plays the game. It seems almost all the time with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, he embraces the physicality of the game, but I just love the energy and the emotion that Matt Barnes brings to any team that he plays for. That's why, regardless of where he is, he always finds his way into the rotation.
And he's played for a lot of teams.
Yes, he has.
The Nuggets shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. And he makes the first, but misses the second. He dishes it to Reddick. The tray hits the bucket. And it's got his second basket of the night.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
Here's Fournier. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And the Nuggets lead by 1.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Paul for 3, and again Los Angeles with a triple.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Dixon a screen on Paul. Robinson dishes to 4. Rabasta Fareed feeds it to Hickson, using his post move to get the 2 points.
Feels like a flip has been switched at halftime because both teams now really getting after it.
And it's been a fun half of basketball, Steve.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Bullock. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
That's 12 straight points coming off three-pointers. I mean, somebody do something defensively.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, who's going to step up? They're rolling out there now, so you got to get in there, check, make them uncomfortable, and try to deny those looks. Example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Redick for three. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Got 6 here in this quarter.
Oh, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
And a great show through 3 quarters. As we enter the 4th, who will carry the day? Los Angeles on top, up by 5. And we'll return shortly.
This Wednesday, April 16th, Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks take on Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies. Don't miss it.
And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
How about the three-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
And Denver will start the 4th quarter with. We've got Wilson Chandler, Boston out there with Andre Miller, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Dixon in the power forward position.
Well, when you talk about the most fearsome finishers in the league, you got to put Blake Griffin right at the top of the list. I mean, he's a high riser, and he's able to dunk with authority over the top of defenders like very few in the league can.
Gets it to go.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Brings home the trifecta. And the Clippers lead by 9.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they have been before, looking to run away.
Yeah, and that's fine as long as you're making them, but make sure you don't start launching bad shots. That's a problem.
He kicks to Barnes. Lays it up and banks it in. The Nuggets trail by 11. And with Griffin, the dunks always get top billing, but he is more than just a dunker, or at least would hope to be more than just a dunker.
Boy, he's a rebounder and an underrated passer for a big man. His touch outside is improving as well, so this is what you want to see from Griffin. Just incremental improvement each year.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for J.J. Hickson. Here's Paul. Shot from the inbound. He lays it in. Paul's got 22.
That finish brings me back to the old days. The silky smooth finger roll.
Denver calls timeout. Last time they met was in Denver.
Yeah, they didn't play well that night. They weren't very aggressive. They shot the ball too often from the perimeter. Never got it inside. And they were also very shaky from the foul line.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Brian Shaw had some work for his team in that last timeout. He was emphatic. We're not getting it. Done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
Los Angeles leading by 8. There's really no excuse. I don't know how many times we've seen it, especially when, Clark, it's time for the playoffs. The winners usually make their free throws.
It's elementary, Watson. Make your free throws when you get them. Everyone needs to take their time, get into their routine, and fundamentally execute the free throw shot.
It's Kevin, not Watson.
Okay, well, Kevin Watson.
Hey, I like that.
Okay.
Robinson passes to Fournier. Now Chandler inside and stolen by Jordan. And pushing it out, here's Los Angeles. Gets it to go. 20 points for Blake Griffin.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
McGee sets the pick for Robinson. Here's Fournier, and it's blocked by Barnes. Here's Crawford. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Robinson off a pick from Fournier. And taken away by Paul. And that one's good. Paul's got 14 points here in the second half.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
Well, just too many easy buckets, you know, in and around the paint. So he wants to put a stop to it. This timeout is going to be used to try to tighten up the defense.
Guys at this level, they won't miss often if you keep giving up looks inside, and they're paying for that right now. Good timeout here.
Here's Fournier. Right through the knee for the layup. Fournier's got 23.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Paul against Robinson. Paul kicks to Jordan. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Gets it to go. And the Clippers lead by 17.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Robinson for 3. And again, Denver with the triple.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Crawford's shot is good.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
Chandler kicks to Robinson. Back to Chandler. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Robinson dishes to Fournier. Robinson a screen on Crawford. 5 to shoot. The shot's good from Fournier.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to fight over the top of that.
And that one's good. And it's 6 points for Jordan.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
But they're finding the holes in the defense, Clark, and they're exploiting them.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Mozgov, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Randolph comes in for Kenneth Faried. Quincy Miller's checked in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Foy in for Fournier. Shots good by Miller. Clippers leading by 15. That's a 2 from Barnes. And it's rejected. Robinson with it. Lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Denver.
Well, their offense has kicked into gear, but seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should. Let their team hear it. They were good.
Here's Miller, and Denver again with the bucket.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Jordan, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish. I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And it's blocked by Odom. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. 7 seconds left in the game. And here's Collison. So the Clippers winning this one easily. Not much to be critical of with this ring, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Chris Paul.
So huge big win here for the Clippers as they take it a win over the Denver Nuggets by 15, 110 to 95. And you see here Chris Paul got 24 points, 13 assists. Blake Griffin got 20 points. Evan Fournier got 25, 18 points for Rush and Chandler. Nate Robinson 12 and Ty Lawson 12 and 10. What? So that was a huge win here for the Clippers as they won to victory over the Nuggets. If you check out the playoff standings right now in the Western Conference, Mavericks win. So Clippers trying to stay alive here, trying to keep in number 6 spot if the Spurs lose on the last 2 now, so down to the last game. Meantime, for the division title on the line, Nets and Knicks to fight for division title. Nets and the Knicks testing half of what's at stake here today for both scenario. If the Nets win today, they will clinch the division title and the Knicks are out, or if the Knicks win today, they will keep it the division title with share the tie with Brooklyn for the 35-46. That would be our most matchup here tonight. So this could be a matchup here in Brooklyn. That will be see you later today at the second game at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It's gonna be Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith of the New York Knicks take on Deron Williams, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett of the Brooklyn Nets. It's gonna be a good one here for the fight for the division title. This could be the scenario and high stakes. That'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll see you later for the second game here at Barclays Center. The Knicks and the Nets as the Clippers take care of over the Nuggets by 115 to 110 to 95. I'm so sorry. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as the Clippers. Once again, the Clippers beat the Nuggets. Final score is 110 to 95. And this is Andre Kenshin. We'll see you. Say so long from Staples Center in LA. We'll see you later for the second game here in the Barclays Center. It's the Knicks and the Nets. Sign up and peace out. Goodbye, and later we'll see you later for the second game. Reminder, it heads to Barclays Center for the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. Sign up and peace out. Good night, goodbye, and we'll see you later. Peace.